Hey guys, we're going to continue working on our budget project here, and right now we're going to talk about the present value formula. So present value of annuity formula. So PV is present value, and that's how much your loan is worth now. So if you're just taking out a mortgage, it might be the total amount, but if you've been paying on it for a while, it would be whatever amount is currently worth. P is the periodic monthly payment. So most of the time we're solving for P. We're looking for, how much are we going to have to pay per month. And then I in there is the interest rate per period. So if it's an annual interest rate, we want to divide that by 12. And N is the number of periods. So that's how often we are going to pay this loan. So let's take a look down here and see if we can use this formula to help us. All right, so my new mortgage is for $384,000 with a 3.375% interest rate for 30 years, and we have to pay this mortgage monthly. So let's help me figure out what my payment would be. So first, PV, our present value, is $384,000. And that's equal to, well, the payment is what I don't know. So I'm going to leave P as the variable. And then that's multiplied by 1 minus, and then in parentheses, 1 plus the interest rate per period. So if we are paying this monthly, and we're going to take that interest rate, which is 3.375, so 0.03375, and divide it by 12. All right. So that is raised to the negative n, and n is the number of periods. So not the number of years we're paying on this, but the number of times we make that payment. So if I have to pay this mortgage for 30 years, and there's 12 months in a year, it's going to be 30 times 12, or 360. And then that is divided by the same I value, so 0.03375 divided by 12. All right. Now again, I would recommend using the Calculate 84 calculator on your iPad so that we can put all of this in at once. There we go. So we can put all of it in at once and get our actual value there. Because we're really solving for P, right? And this is actually something you might eventually see, or you might have already seen on the SATs, where they have this crazy formula, right? P times this crazy formula. Well, if I want to solve for P, I'm really dividing by this whole formula, or this whole piece right here that I filled in, right? So I am technically going to do 384,000 divided by that whole number, but it's probably easiest for me to figure out this number first. All right, so let's think about PEMDAS. We want to start with those innermost parentheses here. So I'm going to start with 1 plus 0.00, oops, not 00, 0.03375 divided by 12. Now I don't need parentheses around that because order of operations is going to do division before addition. So I hit that. I'm going to raise that, so my exponents come next, to the negative 360th power. Okay. And then it's 1 minus that number. So 1 minus, and then I'm going to just put in that number by hitting the second button and the negative sign, which is answer. And that takes the answer from the previous line and uses it here. Okay. So that should be the number in the numerator of our fraction. So it's right now, P times 0.63617 divided by 0.03375 over 12. Right? So now let's do that division. Divided by, and then in parentheses, I'm going to do the 0.03375 divided by 12, close parentheses, and boom. So we end up with 384,000 is equal to P times 226.195. And then to solve, I just want to divide that. So 384, divided by, and again, I'm going to use second and answer, so second negative sign, and hit equals. And so that tells me that my payment is 1697.65. All right. So if I want to take out a mortgage for $384,000 and the interest rate is 3.375 for 30 years, then I expect to pay $1,697.65 per month. All right. So try and keep everything as exact as possible. Use your calculator to keep holding those answers, and then second and answer to insert them into your problem. All right. And there you have it. That's how we would use the present value formula.